We're going to continue with our foray into mathematical modeling. In other words, drawing up the equations to represent real life situations. And I extend my apologies because I was told that I didn't finish the age problem that I set in the previous one. So let me just go back to that, all right, and finish it off. We said it was John and his son, or father and son. So it's an age problem. So let's just put father. That was John, and there was his son. And they said now. How old is John now? How old is the father now? Which means that's our X. This is our scenario. The two people, remember? The two peeps, peep A and peep B. Okay, we put them in there. Then we put in the time now. Okay, that's a W. Now is X. They said the son, John is 3 times older than his son, which means if John was 30, the son would be 10. How did I get that? It was X divided by 3. Remember, we only do that just with hypothetical numbers just to work out our mathematics. Okay? Then we said we moved on to a period of plus 12. So therefore, we move everybody to X plus 12. This is X over 3 plus 12. Right? So that is in 12 years' time. Then in 12 years' time, they say, he is twice as old, which means what? It means that John is twice as old as his son. Okay? Obviously, the father must be older. He's twice as old. Therefore, if I took a hypothetical number again, like this, just to check my maths, if I said he's 40, he must be 20. So how did I get that? I said either divide that by 2 or times by 2 that way. Okay, so what I did is I chose to say that at this point in time, 2 times X over 3 plus 12 is equal to X plus 12, and therefore we get 2/3 X, 2X over 3 plus 24 is equal to X plus 12, like so. And then we take the 24 over and we get 2X over 3 minus X is equal to 12 minus 24, which is minus 12. And we then end up with, that's minus 1/3 X, minus X over 3. Then we basically multiply through by minus 3. So X is going to be equal to 36 years old. Now let's just do a check, shall we? Let's put in the calculated value and work out how old everybody is. Well, we said 36 there, and that means that the son would be 12 at this point. Add 12, he's 24 here. Add 12 there. Okay, plus 12 there. Remember, that's what we said. He's going to be 48, which is 2 times. So we've got it right. Okay, my apologies that I didn't finish it in the previous one, but I hope that has sorted out that. The next ones we're going to be doing is we're going to be look at financial modeling, okay? A very important part, okay? Before we start, what we want to do is we want to say that we've got here, okay, we've got a till slip, all right? For example, let's have a look at something. In financial, just let's give it a second. In financial planning, so financial modeling, right? We have got a concept that we've got to look total cost, total income. The difference, total income, total what we get, minus what we paid, that's the profit. So we can either have a total profit, right? In other words, that's a profit on the total amounts. Or if you think about it, let's say, for example, we have a whole crate of these boxes. We bought them for 10 Rand. And we sell each one for 15. We make a profit per item of 5 Rand. Okay? So we're going to have to think either total, in other words, the bottom of the bill, or we're going to have to think in terms of per unit, per item, right? Now, in financial, let's first of all, we say, okay, and remember, this is to do with any currency. I'm using ZAR. It could be pounds, yen, makes no difference. The same principles are going to apply. Generally, we get our financial models look like this. We put our scenario down. Usually, we have an A and a B. These are products. Or we could have this, bought and sold, right? Let's first just focus on the products, okay? We've got here quantity. Once again, think of your till slip. Quantity, unit price. What do I mean by that? I mean that each cup of coffee costs you X. Let's say each cup of coffee costs you 5. Therefore, you have 2. 2 times 5 gives you the total price you paid. I know this sounds really, really silly, but you'd be surprised. It's a concept we take for granted that we've never actually put into mathematical language. That's why I'm belaboring the point a little bit. Once you see it, it's very simple to do these problems. Let's have a look now. We say, okay, therefore, unit price, quantity, we have, let's say, we buy X of A and we buy Y of B. Then we say, we can sum this. We can get a total bought. We bought so many. Okay, we bought so many boxes. The sizes of the boxes can be different, but we bought a total number of boxes, which means that is going to be X plus Y, isn't it? The unit price, what is that? That is cost per item. And the total, all right, I'm just going to leave it as that. The total could be bought or paid or sold or income or expenditure, doesn't matter. This is going to be, it's going to be the quantity X times the unit price, isn't it? Let's think about that. Going across the column, we are going to say it's U times to get that, U times to get that one, right? That's what we're doing. We're multiplying them out to get. So this is how much we paid in total for A and how much we paid in total for B, right? And when we add them together, yep, we can have a total cost, okay? Or total income, depending upon what we're doing, or total profit. But we can have a total, and I'm going to remove that word before it confuses. We can have a total, I'm just going to put amount. Come on, total amount, okay? I think that's pretty clear. We've got a total amount. This piece here, okay, for the time being, doesn't make sense if you've got 2 different articles at 2 different prices per unit, right? You'll see where we do use it in a little bit, okay? Now, let us do an example of this, shall we? Essentially, okay, this is a till slip we're going to do, isn't it? So I'm going to write it out here, okay? All right, so yes, we multiply across and we add going down. I think that's pretty straightforward. Let's have a look. Jane bought, okay, example. Okay, Jane bought, she bought 24 blouses, right? The H&M cost 90 Rand each, 90 monetary unit each, and the J&K, J&J, I put there's J&K, right? J&K cost, I think I said 120 Rand each. Right? So it cost 90 and that cost 120. So there's 2 separate items. A J&K and a, there we are, 2 separate items. The cost price of this was so much and the cost price of this was so much. Okay? So we say, right, then they say, she spent a total. She spent a total of 2580 monetary units. 2580. Okay? And yes, sometimes we are going to have 0.00 is there. Okay? What I need you to do is to say to yourself, righty-ho, let's have a look at this. Now, first thing, let's put down the table, right? And when we've got the table, we can then we fill in the table what's missing. So first of all, our table for a financial is scenario. So we've got what? We bought H and M and J and K. Okay? Then we've got quantity. Quantity over there. Unit price. Okay? Unit price and amount. Okay. Now let's have a look. Let's put in some numbers. Always start off with this and put in what you can. Okay? Put in what you're given. That's the only way to do them. Right? Right. The unit price. We were told that for the H&M had a cost of 90 Rand each. The other one was 120 each. And we were told the total amount paid was 2580 units. And we were also told that she bought 24 of those. Now let's fill in the block. We have to let something be X, okay? They are going to say how many of each were bought, right? They want to know over there. That's what they ask. So we've got 2 of them. So what do? We let one of them be X. If it's X, this one must be, well, think about it. If that's 20, then the other one must be 4. It's always going to be 24 minus X. And no, it does not matter which one you call X. It makes no difference whatsoever. You're going to work out both, right? In your answer, just make sure you answer it correctly and say, if they say how many J and K's did she buy, then that's the answer they're looking for, isn't it? Okay? You've got to answer these questions fully. You can't just leave it 15. You've got to say, she bought 15 J and K's or 15 H&M or whatever. You have to answer it fully. So, now, what do we do next? We say, okay, well, I get to the amount. I go, boing, boing. I'm going to times across. So, therefore, 90 times X and across is going to be 24 minus X multiplied by 120, right? And surely now you can see what I'm going to do. My next step is going to be what? Okay. My next step is going to be, put them equal. Because I know that 90, okay, times X plus 120 times 24 minus X is going to be equal to 2580. So what do? I multiply out, I simplify 90x plus 2880, okay, minus 120x is 2580, right? And what do we get here? We end up with minus 30x equals minus 30. Change sign. Don't panic about negatives. Just keep going. Follow the recipe. X is therefore going to be equal to, 10. That's 300 over there. Okay. Sorry, I had in my thingy here, I had a 30, but it's 300. So it's going to be equal to 10. So she bought 10 H&M blouses. Therefore, she bought how many of the other? 14 J and K blouses. All right. These are actually fun. They're quite straightforward. Okay. Once you get into the hang on, once you know the situation, once you know the little tables, they're very easy. Let's have a look at another example. The only way of doing these is examples. All right. And I've covered virtually everything you can get. Paul buys 100 meters of pipe. Paul buys 100 meters of pipe. Okay, that should probably be piping. And John buys 80 meters of pipe. 80 meters of pipe. Right? Their total bill, okay. Oh no, sorry. buys 80 meters of pipe, but pays 20% more per meter. Okay. Obviously, some things are sold per kilogram, some things are sold per meter, some things are sold per liter, some things are sold per unit, per item. Okay. Some are sold per square meter. For example, tiles, right, are per square meter. All right. Carpets, roofing, things like that. So you've got to look and be careful with what you're actually working as a unit. You've got to look at it and say, oh, okay, he's buying piping, he's paying so much per meter. Okay. And he pays 20% more per meter. He obviously got did in, didn't he? Somebody took him for a ride. Their total bill was or amounted to 5,000 monetary units. 5,000 naira, 5,000 yen makes no difference, okay? Because the maths is kind of immune to the currency unit and to many other things, isn't it? Okay, so we say, right, this is now our scenario here, isn't it? Scenario. And we have Paul and we have John. Let me move it down a little bit over here, if you don't mind. Scenario that we put in, it's financial. So I put in quantity, unit rate, or unit price. Okay. And over here, I put amount. Okay. Now, what did I say? We fill in everything we're given. The total amount they paid is 5,000. There it is. 5,000 is what they paid for it. What am I going to do next? I'm going to say the quantities we bought was 100 and the quantities bought were 80. Okay. The cost unit he paid, X, because they asked how much did they pay per meter. And he paid 1.2 times that. So if he paid 10 rand a meter, 10 units a meter, that means he's going to pay 1,000. Over here, he's going to pay, 1.2 times that per meter. So this is per meter, correct? And the total quantity over here is 180 meters of pipe. All right. This for the moment we don't need. So how much did Paul pay in total? How much did he pull out of his wallet? He pulled out 100 times X. 100 meters times 10 rand a meter is 1,000. Here we paid 80 times 1.2 X. All right. And yes, can you see? All I'm going to do now is I'm going to put 100X plus 96X equal to 5,000. And we're going to solve that. And we get X equal to 25.21 per meter. Okay. And then that's how much Paul pays. Paul paid that. And John, James, did I say James or John? Doesn't matter. Let's just get it right for thingy. John, I said John. John paid how much? He paid, hang on, 1.2 times 25 rand 21. There it is. There. That's what he paid, which is 30.61 per meter. Okay. Therefore, let's now look at a profit or loss type problem. Let's try and keep it with a profit at this stage, and loss is just the minus of a profit, right? So usually in a situation where we buy something to sell, so we have got a cost price. So let's just have a look at profit types problems. Okay, profit's always a problem. We're always trying to maximize our profit, aren't we? Right. We have got a cost price. Okay. Cost price is, let us say, so much. Let us say we pay 15 per unit. and selling price equal to 20 per unit. So we're paying 15 Rand for this box, and then we sell it on to the customer for 20 for each box. Therefore, we can now talk about let's just look, let me move it down a slightly bit here, so it's on screen. Can you see you've got profit is, let me just put it in here, profit per item is selling minus cost per item, okay, which in this case is going to give us 20 minus 15, which is 5 Rand per item. That's important. The next thing we're going to do is we're now going to do a problem. Oh, no. The other thing is we can do this. We can also go total profit. Well, total income is cash in minus total cost is cash out. Okay, so this is the money that you spent. Okay, that's what you got from the thingy. That's the inflow. That was from sales. This over here, once again, whatever you're using as a unit makes no difference. Whichever one you use, okay. What are we saying? Cash out is what, where does it go? That's what you bought. It's your costs, right? So you can get total income minus total cost, total expenditure. I know for those who are doing accountancy, okay, this is quite a concept, and you guys are all cool with that. Let's do an example. Let's talk our way through an example. Okay, I'm going to say here, suppose that we buy okay, a certain amount of items, okay, items for a total of 27,500, right? So that is total cost, is it not? Then we say, all right, we buy a certain, okay, then they say we cannot sell 10 of them because they are defective. Okay, it could be they've gone rotten. It could be that they weren't in the box. Whatever the case might be, you couldn't sell that number of them. Okay, all right. Then they say to us, our total revenue. Whoa. What happens when I speed up is my writing is just ish. So our total revenue or income was 30,000. Was 30,000, okay. And we sold each item for a profit of 50. Already we say, okay, this is a financial problem. What do? We put down our scenario. Scenario is, now it's slightly different. Now we bought and we sold, right? Quantity. Okay. Unit price. Same thing, and total, right? Exactly the same, right? Now, the quantity that we bought They say, how many did we buy? Okay, we bought X. How many did you sell? X minus 10. Right? Why? Because if you bought, pick a number. Right? Pick a number, guys. That's the point here. If you bought 100, you sold 90. How did you do it? You subtracted 10. So use use what you're given, okay, to calculate the numbers that you need, or to confirm your arithmetic or your maths, right? Okay. The next thing, the unit price. Oh, we don't know that, but we know the amount, so let's fill in 27,500 over there, 30,000 over here. Therefore, we can always work out the profit is equal to 30,000 minus 2750 is going to be equal to 2,500. Okay? Now, let's have a look. What else can we work out now? From here, you can go and you can work out the unit price. Because if you paid a total of 27,000, you must have done this. 27,500 divided by X. Correct? You must divide to move backwards in the table. Remember, going forward is a times, going back is divide. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Right? And the next one is then going to be 30,000 over X minus 10. Okay. Now, where do we go from here? Look at what they told us. They told us that we made a profit of 50 Rand on each item. We bought that at so much per box, and we sold it for 50 Rand more per box, which means the difference between the selling price and the cost price must be 50. Right, so what was the selling price? Is going to be 30,000 over X minus 10, okay, minus 27,500 over X, okay, is going to be 50. I have left the monetary units out just for the moment. What do I do next, okay? Next, what I do is I basically multiply through by the LCD. In other words, X minus 10 times X. Those are going to cross multiply. Please do this carefully. This is where the bulk of the errors occur, is in this. It's big numbers and it's multiplying. So I multiply, this is going to end up to be 30,000x minus 27,500 x minus 10. And yep, it's going to end up as a quadratic equals to 50 times x minus 10. Be careful when you multiply the brackets out, right? You get 30,000x minus 27,500x, okay, plus 275,000 equals 50x squared minus 500x. And yep, the numbers are pretty large, eh? So what you eventually get it down to, you eventually bring that across, make it a quadratic. You're going to divide by 50, and you end up with this. Sorry, minus 50. X squared minus 60x minus 5500 equals 0. And you go and put that in, and you get x1 is equal to 110. And x2 is equal to minus 50. Cannot have a minus, okay? So therefore, we bought, all right, oops, need another page, okay? We purchased, okay, 110 items, right? We purchased because they say, so many items. How many did we buy? We purchased 110 items, right? So can you see that once again, the age problem, you put down the now. You advance it or take it backwards. add 12 years, or subtract 5 years. It doesn't matter. Just do what they say. Then everything goes into these tables, right? So don't just put in the table for the particular type and put in what you know. And then use your mathematics, your arithmetic actually, to fill in the missing links. And the last bit of information is what's hidden in once you've filled it in, there's a piece of information that'll link it all together for you. Either your total profit, or your profit per item, or the total amount bought, or. Okay? Please use these and have a look and see if you can master them. There's going to definitely be a question like that, right? Without a doubt. One of these. I am going to do next the speed problem. I'm going to look at speed, distance, time, boats, aeroplanes, cars, traveling towards each other, away from each other, and we're going to do a few of those little tricks, okay? And we're going to do those, and then we're going to look at area type problems, okay? So I'm trying to cover this section quite well. Cheers. Good luck with them. I'll chat to you again. Bye.